Spider-Man Miles Morales for the PS5 is probably the best game of 2020, 2021, and I'll say it, 2023 all at once. The way Tobey Maguire gets shot to death in the subway is just filled with the exaggerated swagger of a spider-bitten teen, and I say that from experience. Sony really stepped up their game from the 2018 Spider-Man. I mean, look, you can barely tell who this is. Everything looks so much more crisp and clear in the sequel, the lighting effects are just beautiful, and the animations are rendered so vividly, it's like Spider-Man is actually jumping out of my television. Watching Peter Parker's lifeless body flop over and die is honestly heartbreaking, and it really gets you fired up to start the level again and get some revenge on the criminals who killed you. Another thing I want to touch on is the combat, which Sony definitely improved in a massive way by adding new combo moves like the explosive web dome or the RKO, which really makes you feel like Randy Keith Orton. Not to worry though, some of the most treasured and beloved moves from the first game are here too, like the web Hadoken, the punching gloves, or even just the fact that you can throw objects from your environment as projectiles. As you progress the game and explore new areas, you'll start to find even more combat moves to unlock, which was completely absent from the first game in this amazing duology. No Spider-Man game could be complete without new costumes for Peter Parker to wear, and much like Peter in the Spider-Man movies, this game delivers. It's jam-packed with new costumes that represent his many appearances and styles in the comic books, like his Mary Jane outfit, his cop disguise, or even that one comic book where he forgot his costume at home and saved the city as regular old Peter Parker. You can even unlock some classic villain costumes like Shocker and, even to my surprise, Ant-Man, which really solidifies Spider-Man as just a small part of a larger universe, kinda like the MCU does. Now comes the part of the video where I'm forced to mention some of the negatives of this game, and as much as I hate to say this, there are a lot of them. For one thing, it's a bit disingenuous to call the game Spider-Man PS5 when it's actually only playable on the Nintendo GameCube. I can only assume that this was a typo of some kind, but a company as professional as Sony really should have fixed this if they wanted to avoid confusion and help more people purchase this gem of a game. Another minor issue I have is the distinct lack of explanation on the Miles Morales lore. Who is he? What is he? Where is he? And most importantly, how is he? The game never mentioned Miles even once, but while I would like to credit that against the developers, it could just be a clever attempt at adding a bit more mystery to it, so I can't really complain about it all that much. It's difficult for me to give this game a number score because frankly the scale isn't high enough, but if I had to, I would probably rate this game somewhere between 1 or 10 out of 10. Most of this game was absolutely thrilling and emotional, but it's just devoid of a certain pizzazz I look for in a Spider-Man game. I think the best way I can really capture the essence of this game is to read this other review I found online. We're no strangers to love.